everyone, it's Queen of Light 1111. Happy Wednesday. I have a big reading for you today. I used 7 decks, switched it up a little bit. I used the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed as clarifiers to the 3D messages from the Divine Masculine and Feminine. I also pulled one card from the Soul's Journey, the lesson cards, to understand what lesson the Divine Masculine and Feminine are learning through this connection with each other. And then, as usual, I've used the Mystic Dreamer Tarot for the Divine Feminine, the Shadowscapes for the Masculine. I used the Arcanum for the connective energies, current connective energies and future energies, and then some special messages from the universe, just like around anything special that we should know around this connection. And I used the Lenormand for that. As you know, I love the Lenormand. So, lots of decks. Like when I finally got it all out here, I feel like I need a bigger table, but, very interesting. So we've got the Hanged Man one, two times. Maybe more as I start to uncover some of this. The Strength card came out several times. What I'm really getting from this is that this collective couple needs strength at this time as they go through this transformation of the masculine. The masculine is going through a major transformation at this time, okay? He is really, really trying to be someone who is honest, who's ethical, who speaks the truth. In his space, he is showing up as the King of Swords, okay? So he's identifying himself as the King of Swords. He also is identifying himself as the King of Wands, because that comes up in her heart space, and then he clarifies that with the message here to what he's truly working on, working on transforming in his life. Okay, all of the queens are on the table: Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Again, this feminine embodies all of the elements and all of the qualities and characteristics of the queen. Okay. And in her space, she's in the Pentacles and the Cups energy, and he is viewing her in the Wands and the Swords energy. And he wants to match her Queen of Swords to his King of Swords. Okay, so in his heart, he's viewing her as the Queen of Swords right now, and he wants to be the King of Swords in the 3D. In his headspace, he views her as the Wands, the Queen of Wands, and it's the match to the King here. So they keep matching. This couple keeps matching, and I really feel like we're getting to a place of some sort of equilibrium, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet. There is still work to be done. We're still dealing with the residual effects from the Tower, and he is going through a major transformation at this time, which I think is fantastic, because he is trying to resolve some of his behaviors of masking, of maybe deceit, of those types of behaviors that he had displayed in the past. And he's very much working hard because he knows that this feminine is his ultimate partner. So, bottom of the deck for the Divine Masculine, 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is like Cupid's arrows, right? 8 of Wands is, swift communication. 8 of Wands is traveling to your feminine. So remember, these two have connected already in the 3D, okay? They've connected, they've seen each other perhaps, but, he's still in communication with her. He wants to continue to communicate with her. He is starting, this love in him is starting to awaken as he's going through this transformation. So he's very much wanting to move things forward with his Divine Feminine. Okay. So her underlying energy is the High Priestess. Okay. She's all wise, all knowing. Remember, if you watched yesterday's reading around what is the Divine Masculine learning, what are his lessons, the first card that flew out was the High Priestess. So this very much aligns with yesterday's energy of She has made herself into this person who is wise, who is attractive, who's educated, who's smart, who's successful. And he views her as someone unattainable at this time. And even more so, which drives home this message, is all of the queens are out. She embodies all of the queens. So this high priestess card, she's very much in her power. Okay, she's standing in her power. And the strength card, as I mentioned earlier on, that came out, she is his source of strength at this time. He is struggling and she is sending him strength. She is trying to be his strength, and she's doing it in a way as best as she can, with compassion, with nurturing, with wisdom, and with fire and challenge, making sure that he doesn't lose his strength. So she is being his rock for him at this time during this transformation of his. Okay, so those are the bottom of the deck energies for the divine masculine and divine feminine. So 8 of Wands for him. He wants to continue to move forward to his queen, the high priestess. All right, so let's take a look now and see what is he thinking when he thinks of his feminine. Okay, when he is thinking about his feminine, when he's processing his thoughts around her, what is he thinking? First card that flew out, Queen of Wands. She's fiery, she's independent, she's attractive, she has her stuff together. So he very much views her as this independent, wise, smart, fiery, sexy kind of lady. Okay, so he's very much viewing her as the Queen of Wands. And then right after that, the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is this pullback, this retreat. And this is a duplicate card. This comes out in his 3D message to her, the Four of Swords. So Four of Swords is about retreat. The Four of Swords is about healing. The Four of Swords is about meditation, okay? So this is not a cutoff, but he's like, man, she's independent. She's the Queen of Wands, and I view her as the High Priestess. Like, I really need to take a step back, okay, and see how I'm going to be able to manifest something with her. Then we have the Hermit's energy. This is the card of Virgo. So he's going within. Four of Swords and Hermit, he's going within. He's really trying to become self-aware. He's trying to understand. He's on the spiritual journey. He very much wants to do the right thing by her. The Hermit, this is a number 9 card. 9 is a number of solitude. So, he's not out there with different partners. He's not out there partying. He has really retreated himself, to his inner being, to really become wise, to really understand, to self-reflect, to understand what it is that he needs in his life and what it is that he needs to become to be the king in her life. Because at the end of the day, he wants to make her a solid offer, the Ace of Pentacles. He wants a solid new beginning in the 3D, and that is a dupe card. It came up as the connective energy and future energies bottom of the deck. So this is the goal. The goal for him, the goal for the connection is that they want this solid new beginning, but it only comes with work. It comes with work. It's going to come with his transformation. It's going to come from her strength. Okay. So, he very much is really, really taking a look at himself and spending time with himself to understand what it is that he needs to do, what it is that he needs to change in order to give or have a chance at this solid offer with his feminine. Okay. So now when she thinks of her masculine, where is she? Judgment Day. This comes up in his as a clarifier in his 3D message. This is a duplicate. So this Judgment is, again, right, about change, about renewal, a rebirth. It's about the death. Like, see, if you look at this card, there's these shadows, like people have died. They're trying to rise above. They're trying to come above. They're trying to rebirth. Okay, so this old behavior, this old way of their relationship needs to die. It needs to be reborn into something more pure before they can have a second chance. Okay, and so this very much is the first card that flew out for her is about Judgment Day. There's a second chance. There is an opportunity for renewal and rebirth, but the old ways need to go. Old ways need to go. And with the Hanged Man's energy that came up in the bottom of the deck for the 3D messages, it came up for him as well in his 3D space. He knows his old ways need to be gone. They need to be gone in order for this connection to have this solid new offer, this hope for a new beginning. So she's also calling it out right away with the Major Arcana card with Judgment Days. Like there's been this evaluation, there's been this understanding of what works in this relationship and what doesn't. And his old ways, and even her old ways, right? Maybe, she was holding on too tight before. Maybe she wasn't in her power before. She didn't come up as all of the queens before. And now she does. And she's in her power as the High Priestess. And she knows that in order to have a renewal and a rebirth, she must stand as queen, and he must absolve, and he must get rid of, release all of this bad behavior. Okay, so Judgment Day. Then we have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is about thinking about the past. This is about regret. This is about loss. This Five of Cups, I didn't get it in a sense of sadness for her. Just a matter of fact that, this renewal and this rebirth must occur. She sees the 2 cups behind her. Okay, the 3 cups have fallen. There is this review of the past, and these things aren't going to work for her anymore. She wants the 2 of Cups. The 2 of Cups comes out in her 3D message. So what I really got from Judgment and 5 of Cups is that, this old behavior, this regret, this sadness, and the things that cause that need to be released so that this connection can be reborn. Okay, she's much more logical. She's much more wise as the High Priestess. And she realizes that both will need to dedicate and commit and give and receive. And she's looking for an equal partner, 6 of Pentacles, so that she can manifest and they can manifest the 4 of Wands, this structure, this stability, this something solid, okay, this commitment. So it's very interesting that, I'm going to read it top down again like I have in the past. But the other thing I want to do is his first card is Queen of Wands. Hers is Judgment. He knows that the Queen is requiring him to destroy past bad behaviors and rebirth himself into this honest, ethical person. Okay, this 5 of Cups and this 4 of Swords. He knows he needs to self-reflect and meditate and understand why he did what he did that has created this sadness. The Hermit and the 6 of Pentacles. He is going within to understand how he can give and receive to her. This Ace of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, both want a new beginning, a new commitment and structure. Okay, I just wanted to do card to card because, hit the first position, second, third, fourth position. So I just thought that they're on the same page. She is requiring him to rebirth himself. Okay, this meditation is over the past behaviors. The Hermit is so how he can figure out how to give equally and become much wiser. The Ace of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands is he wants to make this offer and she will take it. If it offers her structure, stability, and peace, she wants that commitment. Okay, now in the heart space, the first card that came out for him in his heart is the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is wise. The Queen of Swords can be cutting, okay? She's very direct, and she has been direct. She's operating in her power. She's standing in her power. She knows what she wants and what she needs, and she's communicated this tactfully to her king, okay? She's communicated this to her masculine, and he knows, 8 of Pentacles, that he needs to dedicate himself to this relationship. He needs to work hard at this relationship for it to work. Ace of Cups, this is about him loving himself. This is about him loving her. This is also about a renewal and a rebirth, and he knows that he needs to come in and do right by her and balance the scales, okay, with the Justice cards. He knows that. He knows that. And for her, in her heart space, she has the 3 of Pentacles. She's learning. She's also growing and learning in her heart space. She wants to work as a team. She's nurturing herself, and she's also being nurturing and compassionate with her masculine at this time, okay? But she's requiring him to stand up as the King of Wands. The King of Wands, remember, is a repeat card in the 3D message. It's be ambitious, be strong. I am your strength. You have strength within to get through this tower moment, okay? So in the heart space, you know, she's learned her lessons. She wants to work as a team with him, but she also wants to, you know, be nurturing and understanding, and she wants to allow him the space and the time to go through this transformation. But she's sending him silent strength. She wants him to come up as the King of Wands and be ambitious, have direction, find his direction, find his way after the tower, okay? So remember, Queen of Swords, Three of Pentacles. He is learning from his queen. She is wise. He is learning from his queen. She is leading him at this time. Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. He knows he has to work hard, and he knows that she is helping, giving him strength and nurturing this connection. Ace of Cups and King of Wands. When he finds his way, his direction, his motivation, his ambition, he will love himself with this Ace of Cups, and he will be able to offer her something. And then with the tower crumbling and this relationship shifting, this rebuild will then allow this relationship to come back into balance, okay, with the Justice card. Okay, what's in 3D space for the masculine? We have the King of Swords. The King of Swords matches the Queen of Swords in his heart space. He wants his real true desire right now, what is happening in his energy, is he wants to tell the truth. He wants to have a relationship that is built on integrity. He wants to be a man of integrity. He wants to have a relationship where she can trust him again. King of Swords, okay? He also wants to be thoughtful. He wants to use his words. He wants to communicate well. Remember, he's in the Eight of Wands underlying energy. Through his communication, through his travel, through his meetings with her, he wants to be thoughtful. He wants to be honest, okay? And then we have the Page of Pentacles because he does want to make an offer. This is an offer in the material world. He has Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and now Page of Pentacles in the 3D. He really wants to come together. He really wants to come together with her because he has hope, right? This is the Star card. He has hope for this connection, but he knows right now these two cards flew out together. The Hanged Man, which is a repeat card for the 3D messages. And then we have the Ten of Cups. And remember, this came out yesterday. He wants the Ten of Cups, okay? He wants this Ten of Cups, but he knows that he is in this period of enlightenment with the Hermit's energy, okay? And with the Four of Swords, with his retreat and going into Hermit mode, he knows he needs to release certain behaviors. He needs to release certain things in his life so he can have this emotional bliss with his queen, okay, with his feminine. And so in her 3D space right now, she has the Knight of Pentacles, and it's like, man, this is taking a long time. This is slow and steady, but she realizes that he is being thoughtful. He's being analytical, and you know, he wants to dedicate himself, right? Remember, he's got the Eight of Pentacles in his heart space. She knows he wants to dedicate himself to this relationship, so he doesn't want to make the same mistakes that broke her heart. Three of Swords. Okay, so she knows that he is being thoughtful and dedicated, and but he's being a little slow. So a couple of messages on this. This is about heart healing. This is also about you know, pain and loss. And so while it pains her and gives her sadness to see him going through such a struggle because they are in connection and she sees it, she knows that it's for their highest good to you know, go through this, for him to go through this transformation at this time. So, you know, she is feeling a little bit of disconnect and a little bit of loss and heartbreak, but I really got the sense, because I have Knight of Pentacles, Three of Swords, and then Ten of Pentacles, is that she's healing her heart, but she is sad to see him going through such struggle, okay, through his transformation. But he needs to do it because this is a humbling experience for him. So yet in the 3D, she still sees him as her long-term partner. Ten of Pentacles. She wants to have it all with him, and she does want him to come forward. Knight of Wands. You all know I don't like this card, but I almost feel like she's like, just come through already. But this is just kind of like make an offer, come forward with your message of love, because this Knight of Pentacles is a little slow, so she's almost like in the 3D space wanting to rush it, but yet I really do feel like she understands that these things are going to take time. It's going to take time for them to heal these wounds, for him to transform. Okay, it's going to take some time. So here's what we have. King of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. Why is he being slow? Because he is transforming himself into the King of Swords, who is ethical, who is honest, who operates with integrity. Page of Pentacles, Three of Swords. He wants to make an offer, but it's not happening fast enough, so she's a little heartbroken. She's feeling a little sad. The Star with the Ten of Pentacles. There is hope for both of them to come together and make this happen in the material world, okay? Hanged Man, Ten of Cups with the Knight of Wands. That's exactly what he doesn't want to do. Hanged Man, he doesn't want to swoop in like he has in the past and ruin this opportunity for the Ten of Cups. So he has suspended and paused this relationship at this time because he doesn't want to be the Knight of Wands. He wants to achieve this Ten of Cups. And so while she wants him to swoop through, he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. I did it to you before because I'm trying to be this man of integrity, this King of Swords. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. Okay. And I'm telling you, these 3D messages that he sends to her are real. So before I get to that, I want to go to what is the message? What is the message from the universe? Like, what is this collective couple's current lesson? What are they learning right now? Adversity. So through this, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So they're going through a challenging time. And remember, this is also a card that came up for him yesterday in his own lesson. But it turns out it's a lesson for both of them. Through this challenging relationship, through specifically this challenging time where they have to pull back a little bit so he can finish his transformation, they are finding that this is the best way to learn about themselves, about their strength, about how to love themselves, about how to even support each other through this challenging time. So that is what their collective lesson is, okay? So now let's do this top down that you all like. Here's what we got for him. Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, King of Swords. He's like, yep, you're fiery, independent. Yes, you are smart and wise. I need to be your match. I need to be your match as the King of Swords. He knows it. He knows he has to. So what does he do? He retreats. He assesses. He's working hard on himself so he can make an offer with the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so then with his Hermit's energy, he is going to become more self-aware. He's going to be wiser. He's going to love himself more and then be able to offer the Ace of Cups to his feminine because there's great hope. And the divine is assisting him at this time while he is on this Hermit's journey. So then we have the Ace of Pentacles. He wants to make an offer, but he can do that once he balances the scales, which means I'm suspending myself and this relationship at this time so I can be the best man, this King of Swords for you. So I can offer you and myself this emotional bliss, okay? Then for her, she has this. She's got Judgment. She's like, we need a renewal. We need a rebirth. Things need to change, okay, for this second chance to happen. So let's work together as a team. Let's grow and learn from the past. But let's take our time, okay? She doesn't like it, but let's take our time so that we can be thoughtful and not separate again, okay? So now here we have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is like a review of the past, of past behaviors, okay? And she's trying to nurture herself and her masculine through this. And she's healing her heart at this time, okay? And it also breaks her heart that, you know, of what they've gone through and how he is now transforming himself and his life. She wants an equal give and take from her King of Wands so they can have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, that was pretty straightforward. And then lastly, this stable relationship, this Four of Wands, happens after the Tower, where then he can come in with this new fresh energy. That's the only time I like this Knight of Wands, is when it's a new fresh energy, not someone who, you know, in a relationship they've broken up and have got together back together in the past. So I really feel like this commitment, this marriage, this contract can happen after this tower crumbles. It already has. They're rebuilding, and then he can come in with his new rose, his new offer of commitment as a different, new and improved masculine. Okay. Now I'm going to go to 3D messages. Let's go to 3D messages. His first message is separation. Okay, so I'm not really taking this really as like they're separated, because they're communicating. They are. He has the 8 of Wands. They are, helping heal each other. Maybe they're not communicating as often as they have, recently, because there is this retreat from him. But what he's telling you is, when I'm retreating from you, feminine, with this Hermit's energy and this 4 of Swords energy, it's not to break your heart. It's not for any of that. It's because I want to be the best man for you. I want to be this King of Swords, okay? And it's clarified by the 7 of Water. So I use the good tarot for this. The 7 of Water is the 7 of Cups. And so the 7 of Water in the good tarot is all about, releasing rigidity. It's about, bending the rules, remaining flexible and open. It's about giving ways for things to manifest and limiting boundaries. Okay. What he really understands is that, everything begins with imagination. He's dreamt about her. He knows he wants to be with her. He knows this is fate. This is destiny. He knows that. Okay. So what he's really, really doing at this time is releasing rigidity. He is bending the rules. He's trying to remain flexible and open during this perceived separation, because he's going within to really understand himself. It's further clarified by the 9 of Fire. Like, he wants to continue to commit to this relationship. It says, I need to, right now, with the 9 of Wands is really about perseverance, right? So while he is giving way to be more flexible, to understand himself, what he's also doing with the 9 of Fire is this uncertainty, is his inner wisdom telling him to bring illumination to his situation. It's to allow insights. Remember, he's going inside himself with the 4 of Swords and the Hermit. It's to allow insights to arise and guide him before he takes his next step. Okay? He is really going within during this quasi sort of retreat from his feminine, to go within, to understand. And then 4 of Air, 4 of Swords, it's a repeat, right? So what he's saying here in the 4 of Air in the good tarot is that, let me just make sure, I want to make sure I get all the message for you, is that he's healing. He's meditating, he's resting, he's recuperating, and he's allowing peace to take the place of any numbing, any boredom, and he's really trying to find his clarity at this time during the separation. So let me just drive it home. He's in 4 of Swords in the Hermit, okay? He's retreated from his feminine for a little bit because he wants to take the time to be more fluid. He wants to go within and understand what it is that he needs to do before he takes his next step. And he's resting, he's recuperating, he is healing at this time. He wants to be a better man, so give him the space. His next message is received. What did he receive? Strength. Strength came out in the Lenormand as the polar bear. That's the strength card. And then we have strength in the future energies. He's receiving. He says received. That's how I know it is this queen, this divine feminine, who is sending him strength that he is receiving as he goes through his journey. This last card, boy, when it flew out, stressed me out. Deception, but it's good. This is good. This is where I know he is really working on himself to do the right thing. Deception. What about deception? King of Fire. King of Fire is here. King of Wands in her heart space. He's saying, I am the King of Wands, and I'm releasing this bad behavior. 10 of Air. I really want to read to you what it says in here in the good tarot about the 10 of Air. The 10 of Air talks about graceful endings and hopeful beginnings. an end to old ways of thinking. This is about, it's all up from here, all up. There's nowhere to go but up. And he's blessing the ending, and he's grateful for the lessons he's learned as he unfortunately was operating in deception, and now he's grown into this king of fire. And what he's saying is, I have learned that these lessons can free him from patterns that no longer serve him. I allow my circumstances to end with grace, and I know something better can appear. Again, it says it's all up from here. As I bless the ending, grateful for the lessons I have learned that can free me from patterns that no longer serve me. So he's saying he's ending this deception because he comes out as the king in the 3D. Thank God. His last clarifier for deception. Sorry, way too excited about that. But I'm like, I finally feel like there's some major progress, and I'm just so happy about that because he wants to be this King of Swords, and that's what I want him to be for this collective, okay? So then the next card to clarify deception, the King of Wands and the Ten of Air, is called, this is Judgment Day. It was her first card in her headspace, and it is his last card in his 3D message around deception, which is exactly the stuff that he needs to let go of. Let me tell you what it says in the Good Tarot. It says, I have everything I need right now to move forward with purpose. I am being called into a deeper and more authentic relationship with myself, with my higher power, and with others. Remember, myself. He's going within. Four of Swords, Hermit. He is telling you about his deception. He's going to be this King of Wands and end this cycle of him being deceptive. And Seven of Swords, okay? And he's saying, I am here for a reason. I am required to step forward into my true self, expressing that through my actions. I need to trust that my life has a purpose, that I am enough. Remember, Ace of Cups is about self-love. I am enough, and that within me is a divine blueprint that has meaning for myself and others. Remember, she has challenged him to be the best person he can be. She is wise, she is ethical, she is loyal, and he has been inspired by her wisdom, by her embodiment of her queen energy. Okay, she didn't always inspire him. Okay, I'm sure at one time or another he was probably repelled by her, like wanting him so bad. But now that she has grown into her power, he's like, I know that there is a higher call here, and that I am to change myself of this behavior of deception. I am meant to be this King of Wands. I'm going to end this cycle of deception, and I know I am here for a higher purpose, because that is what he's doing during separation. He's surrendering. He's going within to find his way, and he is healing that behavior because he has received your strength, Divine Feminine. Okay, so now before I go to her messages, I wanted to quickly tell you, bottom of the deck is the Mask, and the bottom of the deck for the tarot is Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man in this Good Tarot says, I just want to make sure I give you all the messages. It says sacrifice and surrender are necessary at this time. So while this might hurt her, okay, and while we have separation cards and he has retreat and the Hermit, sacrifice and surrender are necessary at times like this. Nothing in life is free, nor does everything happen according to your timetable. When this card appears, I'm reminded that a delay is in my best interest, and that until all elements are in place, I am meant to surrender to the greater will for the highest good of all. It's time to let go of any attachments to how I thought things had to be. I am called to surrender to see how things play out. You have no choice at this time but to surrender. Right now, surrender. He is in transformation. He is making himself a better man, and who better to help him than the universe with the Star card? He is on the journey, man. He is on the journey, and he wants to be a better man for you. I love this reading so far. Okay, so now we have communication, 3D message from the feminine. They are in communication. I don't feel like it's enough for her. So her message is communication, transformation. This is the death card. Okay. So she's kind of like, can you communicate with me on how your transformation is going? But she realizes with this card, nothing stays the same. And she is accepting that they are going through a cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. And that now is a time of transition as things are changing from one form to another. She knows that he's going through that. And so what she's trying to do while he is going through his transformation. Okay, she's transformed too. We all continue to transform, but I'm really getting, because he's had death cards so many times, she wants to know how his transformation's going. But you know what? He's retreated a little bit. He's not trying to give her the play-by-play, even though she may want it, but he's in a period of major vulnerability and retreat. So she's kind of like, I wish you would tell me a little bit more about your communication. But with this Eight of Air, I realize that I have to be open and free myself so that I can continue to grow and heal in the way I deserve. So her honesty gives her strength and courage to face whatever she has to face. So Eight of Air is typically about being trapped, but what they're really saying is she's trying to release this need to be involved in his transformation. And so she needs to transform. That's about herself too. Okay. So those are the two cards that I got for her. Oh no, I have one more card for her. Sorry. So communication. She knows he is going through a transformation. She's trying to release this desire to be involved in what illusions she may have about what he may be doing during this transformation. Because remember, she goes to like deception mode. Like, are you deceiving me? Are you lying? Are you wearing a mask? And so she's trying to release that, and she's trying to operate in her higher self, in her queen power, to understand he's going through a transformation. Don't get stuck into your old ways of thinking that he's deceiving you, because when you look at the cards, he's really trying to do the right thing. And so what she does realize is, that through this transformation, through this release, this Two of Cups, they will have this Two of Cups. They will have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is all about union, as you know. It's about divine relationships. It's about harmonious partnerships. And it's about a relationship between two souls that actually last. So what she's understanding now is that once he goes through this transformation, that this is a relationship that can last. 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, okay? She knows that. They both know that. So give him the space, okay? Let him do his work. The next card is shadow work. And she's saying 5 of Water. This is the 5 of Cups that came out in her headspace, okay? The 5 of Cups is all about releasing the grief. Remember I said that. Like, she's trying to release the grief. So here in the Good Tarot, it's about sadness is to rise and fall. It's like forgive, get in the ebb and flow of emotion. So feel it and release it. That is your shadow work, feminine. Feel it and release it. And what she's saying to her masculine, this is the message to the masculine, is this pain, this heartbreak that you've put me through, that the things that you need to release, I'm doing my shadow work still. I am releasing these fears of this eight of air that came out. She's releasing this fear that he's gonna go back and do the same thing to her. She's releasing that, okay? And then we go into the 6 of Air. The 6 of Air is moving into something smoother. So once she releases the sadness, it's like then it becomes a rite of passage. And the turbulent waters, okay, that once were, turn into calm waters. And so anything that was turbulent within, 5 of Cups within, okay, will soon be calm too. So she's doing her shadow work and releasing these fears, releasing the sadness, forgiving, releasing, so that her inner and outer selves can be calm. The last message from the feminine, compromise, okay? What is she going to compromise? 7 of Air, 7 of Swords, but in the Good Tarot, means something a little different. The 7 air is about independence, non-conformity. It's about living life on her own terms, okay? So this is about her independence, about breaking free of group thinking and really attending to her own needs, okay? So this is what she's going to compromise. A couple of things that I got from here is that she's going to compromise this thinking that he's always deceiving her, and she's going to come to her own independent thinking. Remember, we talked yesterday when I was talking about releasing people from your life that perpetuate maybe old behaviors or thinking because they can't get out of it. Okay, so it's really being your own independent person and having your own thinking. Believe in your masculine that he can change. Believe in your masculine that he is changing. It's in the cards. And so have your own independent thinking. Compromise these friends, acquaintances, bad, negative energies. Compromise that so that you can be your own person and understand your own needs and your own feelings, okay? And then the next card that we got as part of this compromise and release and being independent is this Queen of Water. She's going to take care of herself. She's going to self-love, self-care. This is about healing. This is about compassion. This is about emotional security. She is going to be the best friend to herself. She doesn't need anybody else to be that for her. She is going to nurture herself. She's going to love herself. She's going to find her own peace and her own security within the 7 of air behavior, because she knows that her masculine is changing that, okay? The next and last card that clarifies compromise is the Page of Fire, okay? The Page of Fire, the Messenger of Fire. And in this deck, the Messenger of Fire is all about determination, okay? It's about then you can have a new adventure. It's about yes, being independent and creative and headstrong, protecting yourself, being compassionate with yourself. But this Page of Wands is all about a new adventure. We are determined for a new adventure. And we will have that once he finds his way with this 9 of Fire, right? Once he completes his transformation, they will find a new way, this new adventure. Right now, they're in the Hanged Man's energy because it is what we need to sacrifice. This relationship, and the constant connection is what we need to sacrifice at this time. So I love that we end this 3D message with the Good Tarot that a new adventure will begin. A new adventure will begin. Okay, bottom of the deck, I already told you for the connective energies and the future energies was Ace of Pentacles. Oh, by the way, bottom of the deck for their lesson that they're learning collectively, success. This came out yesterday too, and I swear to God, I shuffled the deck many times. And so again, rest assured, this collective couple, I believe in it so strongly, they will be successful in coming into union. They absolutely will. He's going through a major transformation. She is stepping into her power, staying in her power. The divine is assisting, and this 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles will manifest because they are assured success, because they know that there is no greater goal than to love. Okay, so bottom of the deck for their connective and future is the Ace of Pentacles, repeated card. Okay, so first card that came out for them, let me make sure I put it all in order here. Okay, is the Chariot. So there is movement forward, but maybe not quite movement forward in the relationship so much as individual. Okay, so he's really moving through his transformation. She is moving through her power, protecting herself from outer energies, and they're learning their lessons. This accept challenges, that challenges are the best way to learn. So they're learning together as a team. Dupe card in her heart space. There's a little bit of a struggle, a little bit of power struggle. She wants to help. He doesn't want the help. She wants more communication, but he just can't give it to her at this time. So there's a little bit of a battle, but there is this hope for a new beginning. Ace of Wands, a new and approved beginning. But these two cards flew out together. 10 of Cups, Hanged Man. What came out in the 3D space for him? Ten of Cups, Hanged Man. Boy, is that not universe giving us a major message that, hey, collective couple, yes, you want to move it forward. Yes, you're learning. Yes, you want a little bit more from each other and you want this new beginning, but gotta pause this. Hanged Man, Hanged Man, Hanged Man. Can't have the Ten of Cups just yet. There's still more work to do on this connection, okay? There's a little bit more work to do before you get to this family, before you get to this emotional bliss, okay? It was kind of a little bit of a reality check, but they came out together and I had to take it together. So I think that's really realistic. You can't get Ten of Cups in the current energy when like everybody's going through this major transformation. But I will tell you, this message hit me hard when those two cards came together, because just like they came together in the masculine's 3D space, he is really suspending this relationship at this time, this Ten of Cups at this time, because he's going through this major, major transformation. So good for him. But I'm telling you, they're going to get that Ten of Cups. They absolutely are. So here we have future energies, the Star. This star came out in his 3D space. They have hope. In the future, there's hope. The universe will continue to assist them. Here we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is going to remain wise. She's going to remain knowledgeable. She's going to continue to be a part of this connection. And reunion will occur. Six of Cups, reunion will occur. They're going to continue, though, in the future to try to balance out their relationship, okay? Because they have learned, they go in the Hermit's energy. So there might be a little bit where they might take a step back again to balance out their head and heart space, balance out this transformation and this power, okay, like how to successfully do that. And it's going to take a great deal of strength, but it's going to happen. I really do feel like this reunion is going to happen and they're going to continue to move this relationship forward. The Hermit came out twice, so this is a special message for any Virgos out there. It's very much they are together on this spiritual journey. I know that when you have the Star, there's hope. The High Priestess, people are wiser. They come together with the Six of Cups reunion. But they're going to continue to work at the balance. They're going to continue to maybe go within and without as it's necessary to continue to keep their relationship strong, okay? Final messages. Here we have the Polar Bear as the bottom of the deck. This is another card of strength. The Polar Bear is strong, can withstand all types of conditions, heat, cold, everything. So this is another card of strength. So when I asked for some final messages about, all right, tell me just a little bit more, universe, around what are the drive home messages. I will tell you all these messages came up for the masculine as far as what he is going through at this time so that the feminine can have a deeper, better understanding. He wants to move this forward. He wants to get off this merry-go-round and this up and down cycle. And this is all about good news, progress forward. This is the first card. This is also like the Fool's journey. So he wants to move this forward, but only after he has gone through this death, through this major transformation to really be who he is supposed to be, to his higher calling. So at this time, he is protecting this relationship. Okay, things maybe are unknown at this time because he is trying to protect you, and then it's the man. So I knew all of these messages were for him, and he's looking at the stuff that he's holding back with the clouds because he's protecting you from this. He knows he needs to go through this major death and transformation to then move this relationship forward. All right, man, this was a big, big reading, and I know this couple's going to make it. We have assured success. He is in his king power, and he is in the Hermit's energy. The divine is assisting. He wants to match his feminine. He wants to match his feminine, and he will. I believe him. I believe in him. I believe in the connective. He absolutely will. So again, I really feel like this shift in energy comes from cutting out certain situations, behaviors, people, etc. And the energy can shift when you remove those types of things from your life. So if you would like your own personal reading with me, please reach out to me through my website, queenoflight1111.com. You can also email me there if you have any questions. But again, if you want to book your own personal reading, queenoflight1111.com. Happy hump day, everybody. Have a great day. I will be back on Friday. Bye-bye.